yet who millions love. One man who is willing to take the poison arrows of lawfare. One man whose voice has been taken away by a corrupt judge operating in a corrupt system. One man who has been ridiculed and insulted. One man who refused to back down. One man who refused to back down. One man who stands between us and them. One man that wants to see America protected again. One man who wants to see America prosper again. One man who understands that a man is a man and a woman is a woman. One man who understands and protects the blessing of life. One man who wants to restore American exceptionalism. One man who once again wants to make America that shining city on a hill for all to see. A place where all the people of the world glowingly set their eyes upon. America. One man who unashamedly wants to make America great again. That one man is Donald Trump.
What's your stance on reparations? We all know that America became great, off the backs of free black labor. How progressive are you on making it a priority and righting America's wrongs? It's understood that you are running for president for all people of America. Asking for specifics for black communities doesn't mean don't do for others, but black Americans are heavily asked to vote Democrat in every election for over half a century, with very little in return. What are your plans to address these very important issues and change that narrative?
Thank you, Zeke.
So before she answers that question, I got a couple problems with that. We've been voting for Democrats and we got nothing in return. Whose fault is that? You guys listen to the crap that they talk and everything they promise you, and then you're upset because you didn't get nothing out of the deal. That's your fault. You just said we've been doing this for decades, and because we've been doing this for decades, you owe us. I hate to break it to these people, but I don't owe you crap. I mean, like, nothing. You're all gonna hate me right now. I'm simulcasting this on both YouTube and Twitter.
Telling black people that they have to vote for her, black men particularly that they have to vote for her, or maybe they're not black. You ain't black. I'm doing that again. Absolutely no one will convince me that this was not a direct response to our series. Because among very many other things, let the history books tell the truth. That Kamala Harris lost the black vote because she put greens in the bathtub. And now, if there's 21 days left until the election, she's basically forced to do so much press to try to earn it back. And that's why she's recently announced that she's going to go on to the Breakfast Club, Power 105. I will be watching that. I think it's supposed to be at 5 p.m. We're going to talk about that. But first, we are back with a potentially explosive revelation, an utterly bizarre skeleton that might be in Kamala's closet. Totally bizarre if it's true. I want to be very clear. There is nowhere that Kamala Harris can hide from me. There's no accents that she can throw on that is going to throw me off the scent. So let's just get started. Welcome back to Candace. Quite a pick for her. I know that she also went on the Colbert Show. We only have so much time in this first episode back, so we have to get to some breaking news immediately. I'm not going to bury this lead. Okay, so like I said, I was in Tokyo. I got some downtime. I decided that I was going to just flip through a couple of your emails. You guys are sending me so much information to info@CandaceOwens.com. And I was wondering if there was going to be anything big. And lo and behold, someone sends me a link to an article written by, what are the chances of this? It was written by a Japanese guy. I'm in Japan, and now I'm getting sent an article that's written by some Japanese guy who claims that he knows all about Kamala, all about Kamala's family, particularly all about Kamala's mother. who he said was involved in the MK Ultra program. So first and foremost, Stop the Press is, some of you guys are new to this podcast, some of you guys are not new, and you know that when we began this independent endeavor, I basically said that reading the book Chaos was required reading. It was all about the MK Ultra program. It was all about the Charles Manson murders that actually the CIA was involved in. Like Charles Manson, we were supposed to believe he was this big scary guy who was behind all of these murders in Hollywood, when in reality the CIA had him as he was a Fed. They turned him while he was in prison. Obviously, we're allowing him to give out all of this LSD to brainwash these women. I mean, just an incredible story that really makes you confront what you're...
Me up! Lord, I'm gone. I'm sorry. But I know there be little cars, they be tucked right here on this little 78 stretch. They be tucked certain places. I can see they reflectors sometimes.
It's the 15th. What's today, the 15th?
Today is the 16th.
Oh, okay. Well, they out there anyway. So.
Yeah, today is October 16, Wednesday. I got one doctor, so I'm going to do my 8 to 4:30. They are losing so much money to this job. And that's fucked up that they trying to take away our overtime. Sean! Oh, I get on my own nerves sometimes. And I just was saying these mofos is out here.
Yeah.
And there's two of them too. Well, they look like they busy. They ain't worried about my $65 ass. But that's only 10 over. I'm at 10 right now. Over from 55.
Yeah, they thirsty then.
Yeah, they doing something over there. And there's two of them. I know.
They in some fuck around and find out business.
What?
No police fuck around and find out.
Yeah, well, they look like they busy, so they over there chatty pack. I'm just gonna keep moving. And then when people are like behind me, I feel like I need to go faster. So that, you know what I mean? Like,
if they paying for your ticket, yeah. Makes sense.
They're not.
That's my point. They're not paying for your ticket, let them go.
We need more thumbtacks so you can put up some photos in the garage, Bucky. Remind me later to bring some home.
Okay.
Some thumbtacks, yeah. So we could brace your memoir. What is that? Your memoir wall?
That's something, man. Day one. Pictures from day one. Just looking at Genesis tell you how long I've been in that motherfucker.
Yeah. The baby girl, she grown with it now, honey. Gonna trade cars, live on around.
Tearing up cars.
Head of the clique. See the head of the clique?
Yeah. Meth.
So she's done. That's a Virgo. I'm not surprised.
I'm in Virgo now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And how long it told your ride that you're gonna be there?
Oh, they can see me. They can see my dot.
I know.
I got another mile to go.
Oh, empty. I'm surprised they didn't cancel that shit and got it on.
1.1 mile. If it cancel, it'll pop off. And I'll get paid for the time spent driving.
Okay.
But,
and what you got, a gold badge? What's your level?
Oh, since I started back up, I haven't got to the I'm trying to get the gold again. You know, I laid off for a while.
And
got to start all over. You get a certain number of heads in the car, then you move to gold. Silver, gold, I'm silver now.
But I hate being in bed without you. I swear. I swear I do. That's why I made up my room. And I go in my room. Just feel so full.
You do?
Your body, yeah,
your
your
body be gone, huh?
Yeah, man, that shit be gone. I gotta get under the cover to feel some type of warmth, and then I get too fucking hot. Because we got the micro suede comforter on the bed.
195 Eugene Drive. Go down here.
You got a hat on?
Yeah, I got my hat. But I got my
over
hoodie.
your ear? Okay.
I'm wearing my hoodie. Turn right on Eugene Drive.
I don't got a hat on. Times I should have my braids on. I take them out for the cold because it's not humidity. It's not humid. I can have my hair down.
Amelia, bring your funky ass out. What's this? 195. Here she comes. Bring your funky ass out. Bye, baby.
Bye, baby. Love you. Be careful.
All right.
I have to give you a preface on something. So we're gonna go back and look at history, and we're gonna look at exactly what has happened in history over the last couple elections. So let's look at this. I want you to pay attention to this. In 2008, Barack Obama was elected president. He won that in a 53, hope you guys can see this, a 53 to 45% victory over John McCain. 53 to 45, an 8-point victory. You got that? All right. In order to do that, Barack Obama got 95% of the black vote. McCain only got 4%. Huge discrepancy. So basically, Obama got all of the black votes. Hispanics went 67 to 31. You following that? All right. So now let's look at 2012. Barack Obama going for re-election against Mitt Romney. The final was closer, 51 to 47. Barack only won by 4 percentage points nationally. Of course, I'm not talking about the states. I'm talking nationally. He only won by 4%. This isn't a poll. These are actual numbers, or the actual numbers that were reported and recorded for history. 51 to 47. That's what the score was, right? However, when you get down here, Barack Obama lost a couple percent of the black vote. He only won by 4%. But he got 93% of the black vote. And he got 71% of the Hispanics. You follow? You follow? Okay. So now let's look at 2016, when Trump won. Now in 2016, when Trump won, Hillary actually won the percentage in terms of the popular vote. She won, let me see if you can see it over here, but she won 48 to 46, but lost because of the Electoral College. However, during that period of time, when she won the popular vote, she also got 89% of the black vote. And she won the popular vote, and she still got 89%, because it dropped down from where Obama was. And she got 66% of the Hispanics. Okay, you following? We follow. 2020 comes along, And whether we have discrepancies as to what happened, which many of us do, let's just look at the raw numbers. And the raw numbers are that Joe Biden won, as you can see over here, 51 to 46.8. So Biden won that vote by 5 points. That's very important for you to understand how things have been. Basically, there's been no election over the last 16 years, except when Obama beat the heck out of McCain. Most of the elections have been on a national basis between 4 and 6%. In order for the Democrat to win a 4%, 5%, 6% race, they've had to have an overwhelming amount of the black and Hispanic vote. So much so that in 2020, when Dementia Joe somehow won against Trump, the African American vote, again, 87% went, oh, let me put it on here. 87, this is 2020, I hadn't put it up there. 87% went to Biden. Trump only got 12 and still only lost by 4.5 points. You follow me there? Joe got 87, Trump got 12, and somehow he only lost by, you know, a smidgen, 4 points. Same thing with Hispanics, 65 to 32, as you can see. So, in essence, in order for a Democrat to eke out a win against a Republican, historically, they have to get 85% plus of the black vote to even win by 4%. Everybody understand that? Let me just look in the chat. Everybody got that math there? Because it's very important that you know, in order for a Democrat to win the election, they must receive 85+% of the black vote. Meaning, if a Democrat lost 5% of that black vote, then everything's even. So basically, Trump would only have to get to, when you're looking at the numbers here, all Trump would ever have to get to would be 17%, and it's even. What happens if Trump gets more than 17% of the black vote? Well, if you know your math, you know right now that's big poopy problems for the Democrats. And that's just at, you know, these levels. And so what I'm going to show you in this video that we're doing right now is why she's having such a problem. Because you're taking people for granted, and at this point, you know, may not all be her fault. It could be other people's fault. But because of black people being told and sold a bill of goods for years and decades, hey, just vote for us and we're going to make some changes. It's going to be better, I promise. Yeah, just keep voting for us. We won't keep you in the hood. We won't keep you feeding stuff like little birdies on the plantation, just giving you a lick. It's going to be, you're going to prosper. I promise. We'll make sure that the white man, we don't want to hear it anymore.
Black men have to get over the fact that you got a woman on the ticket, right? And are you afraid to vote for her? Is basically what he did and challenged them.
A damn shame. It's like, it's so insulting. Could you imagine a white man talking down to black people like that, particularly black men? That's our issue, women. It's not the fact that I don't have a job or my job is not existing, or, you know, I'm in a world where, by the way, progressives are erasing me from movies, from billboards, from opportunities. The Democratic Party, particularly progressives in Hollywood, Madison Avenue, Washington, D.C., Wall Street, they have erased the black man. There's no opportunities for black men anywhere in their world.
Yeah, there actually, Charles, I have to disagree with you. There is a tremendous opportunity for black men who happen to be with other black men. I've seen commercial after commercial after commercial for different things and different products, and they're showing two men washing dishes, or they're out shopping for a car, or, you know, you've seen it. You wonder, hey man, why are they doing this? Well, I'm telling you, they're antagonizing straight black men.
And I think a lot of it centers around what they perceive as to be too much toxic masculinity.
How many times have you heard that word? Remember I did that chart and I showed you all the different word salads that have been charted since like 2018, and they were flatlined and then they went straight up. Toxic masculinity is one of those words. Nobody ever knew what the hell toxic masculinity was. It's called being a dude. We're dudes. We have testosterone. I mean, that is what it is. And now it's toxic. And you're trying to tell men of all colors that you shouldn't be like men. You should be more in touch with your feelings like the white dudes from Harris. I'm sorry. You're not going to be able to take that DNA out of men.
Hate black masculinity. They hate it. And they've gone to war with it. And black men have noticed it. And
I'm glad he said it because I don't want to get in trouble. I'll go back to the days of Mandingo. You guys may know the movie Mandingo. Forever, Hollywood has tried to show whether or not it's true that the black man was a symbol of superiority, especially in the bedroom, because most of us, you know, right, honey? Yeah, you know. But, you know, we eat watermelon, we eat fried chicken, and we all got that thing. That's what Hollywood has told us. And now they're all saying, hey, wait a second, man. I understand that y'all gangbangers and holding this stuff on this. Ooh, hey, ease up on that. Don't be like that. You don't got to be masculine. Go ahead and get with your feelings. This is Kamala Harris. So you spent eternity building up this persona of the black man and the Latin Hispanic dark lover. But now you're saying, hey, back off. Get in touch with your feelings. You want to take out something that's been ingrained in people and tell them now you don't need to be like that. You need to be in touch with your feels.
Guess what they're saying? We're not going to take it anymore. Give you an example. By the way, they're tired of being pimped. Mm-hmm. Brothers are tired of being pimped. Kamala Harris is going to do something to legalize marijuana. As they were pushing for all these states, the legalization thing, every time they put black people in the commercials, front row, it's opportunities for minorities.
Okay. Having been in marketing for quite some time, and you guys may have not seen it, it might have been subliminal to you. But back in the day, you used to notice if they were going to show, you know, a family dining at Kentucky Fried Chicken, most of the time it was going to be, you know, the brothers. It was part of marketing, which I don't really have a problem with that. I don't call that stereotyping. I call that knowing my market. I know that if I turn on BET at certain times of day, we're going to see credit approval. We're going to see no money down car, buy here, pay here places. We're going to see lawyer stuff. We're going to see Jerry Springer, because that's marketing. You know, they know that a certain audience loves to see this stuff, so they keep showing it. And then somehow, all of a sudden, you decide you want to tell men not to be like that, but still be wanting and needing good credit and all that. And we'll fix, you know, you have to do all this stuff. But you're telling them they can't watch, you know, Foxy Brown and all that stuff. Oh, no, you can't watch Foxy Brown.
This is an article from 2022. Payne, talking about Congressman Donald Payne at the time, outraged that New Jersey denied cannabis licenses to all black-owned businesses who applied. To every single one. None. But they had the ads, black kids and black people making money from this. But when it came through, they gave them zero. They give them zero every single time. Every single time.
He's a little hot about this, because it's insulting. It is so insulting to those of us who are black men. It actually should be insulting for all men.
And guess what? Black men are waking up. They're not wanted in the white progressive world. They're not wanted. And they're waking up to this and they're pushing back.
Wow.
Do you think that for those who are not inclined to vote for Kamala Harris, will they sit it out and not vote? or will they vote for President Trump?
I think the majority will vote for President Trump.
Exactly. They're not sitting it out, because once you get to the point where you're offending somebody, see, people are used to the lies. Many people have heard the lies for decades and decades and decades. This is going to work. This is not going to work. You've heard it all. But now you're lying to me. You are personally offending me. You're telling me I can't even be a man, that you shouldn't feel this way. And you want to take away weapons. It's not just white people who are going to get their weapons taken away from them. Oh, no. They want to take everybody's. And on top of everything else, newsflash, black men and black women also pay for gas, also buy groceries, also pay rent. That is not color. That's agnostic to color. It doesn't really matter. Everybody, it doesn't matter what you're buying at the grocery store. In fact, some of the stuff that black people buy at the store is actually more expensive than people, would get in a regular family, white family, whatever. Sorry about that. You see, the Cheetos still cost money. The pork rinds still cost money. They're more expensive. Y'all out here eating gourmet salads and stuff, and maybe the brothers in the hood ain't eating that, but they still have to buy stuff. They still have to get gas to go to the grocery store, and so it's hitting them in the pocket. And they know this. They absolutely know this. This is not going well for Kamala.
This is not a sort of, hey, protest, you're going to miss me kind of thing. This is like, okay, this is a guy, by the way, for all of the media attacks against Trump, he has reached out to black voters from day one. Even when inside the Republican Party, all the experts, right? And we have a few of them who come through the building. It's a mistake like that, like when they say don't campaign here, don't campaign there. All these experts who, by the way, are not at the top of the ticket, told him not to reach out to black voters. This is from the very beginning. He goes to the Bronx. He goes to these different places. He's reached out to black voters in a way that no Republican candidate ever has.
Also, the problem that the libs have is that Donald Trump had a persona way before he ever ran for office. When you put him in all the movies and he's all the television shows and even the people in New York would buddy up to him, they've known him for quite some time. He is a public figure. He's been a public figure. And they also know before he started going for before he started running for office, he was helping a lot of black people. Notice there's another commercial running with Kamala Harris right now, and she's like highlighting the fact that Donald Trump had taken out an ad looking for the Central Park 5 to be basically executed. At that time, everybody thought they did it. It wasn't like he said, string them up. we need to get these brothers off the street, string them up. No, everybody thought they did it. But what she doesn't do is tell anybody about what he's done to help black people. There's pictures of him with Muhammad Ali. There's pictures of him with Rosa Parks. There's pictures of him with Jesse Jackson and Al Sharpton. All cozy up to him. They wanted his money. Hey, man, can you help us out? Here, I'll give you a couple bucks. Don't worry about it. They don't show that. No. But do they think not showing it means we all forgot? Again, you're insulting our intelligence. Hey, man, we remember this guy. He was in Home Alone. I saw Macaulay Culkin see him walking through Macy's. He was in the movie. And now all of Hollywood's like, oh, my God, Trump. I'm like, hey, De Niro, you were in New York. You didn't say it back then. Never mentioned it. Not once. When he built the ice skating rink, did it for the people. When he took in Jennifer Hudson's family, after she came home and found her family murdered, Donald Trump put him up in a hotel. His hotel. Stay as long as you need to. It's on me. Haven't seen that. Nope. But you think we forget? You think that a guy of his stature just showed up on this escalator in 2016, and then all of a sudden all the bad things you remember, but all the good things you forget? That's why I can't wait for Madison Square Garden's rally.
Despite the fact that they said, well, your return on investment will be nil. He still has gone out and done that, and people appreciate that.
Yeah, one more thing for that New York Times poll. 47% of African-American voters, a plurality, said crime in big cities had gotten out of control.
Sure.
Well, no duh.
Yeah.
They care about it, too.
Sure, of course, the black people care about it. Listen.
That to me is the funniest thing. Why would you even ask that question? Hey, do you guys care about crime in your community?
Duh.
Is this candid freaking camera? What do you mean? Of course we care. But you're black. Why would you care about your crime? You live in crime. You're a criminal. Talk about a racist poll. Having to ask somebody, do you care about crime in your community? And expecting an answer. Different.
When I sit with my friends and we talk, yeah, they're all registered Democrats, and most of them are loathed, have never voted for a Republican. But when you listen to our conversations, you would think it was a room full of 10 Republicans. You know, I mean, it's like, it's time to say, hey, whether you talk out loud, because, you know, this whole cancel culture has been existing in our black community for a long time. Either you keep it real, but when you want to be yourself, it's not keeping it real, right? You keep it real or you kick.
Back in my concert promotion days, and Robin can tell you this, I promoted a concert. I did one with Snoop, and I've done another concert with Ice Cube. Ice Cube, not Ice-T, Ice Cube. And it was right after his big album came out. I didn't even have to use my AK, right after the movie Friday, right? And he shows up. And when you promote concerts, you get to meet the people, obviously, because you're paying their reps. But you also have to get their rider put together, meaning you're going to take them out to dinner. What kind of food do you like? What do you want in backstage? What kind of catering is it? Okay, we got to make sure the limo's ready to get you from the hotel to the venue. Robin used to handle all that. And when we did Ice Cube, I was like, Robin, I don't want you dealing with these guys. They're a little hardcore. She laughed at me. She goes, I already met them, and they're the nicest people you'd want to meet. I'm like, what do you mean? He came walking in the room. Hello, Mr. Cunningham. Like, wait a second. Oh, man, you're blowing my mind here. You're supposed to be going, what's up, bro? Nope. It's all an act. We had another, I'll get back to this in a sec. We had another show with a band called Onyx, which was another black rap artist we did down here in Miami. And their persona on their albums and their videos was, you know, the gangster rap and the heads on screen. We're going to do it, yo. Well, we picked these guys up, and we've got the shuttle limo, and we're taking them from the airport to the venue. And the police in Opelika, there was something going on. And we pull up, and it must have been 30 police cars out there, guys with guns. I mean, it's a whole thing. They're freaking out. We turn around. Ain't you hardcore rappers? Hey, man, we don't want none of this, okay? Is there another route we can go? True story. Hollywood has created personas. Some of these guys are bad dudes. Don't get me wrong. There's some really bad dudes. But not every black man is like they want you to think. And so when Charles is talking here, it's like, I got some black friends, man, and they have that, you know, culture woke stuff. They don't want other people to know what they really like. You know, hey, listen, I'm a black guy. I go eat sushi. You eat what? Yeah, you eat raw fish. The only raw fish I want to eat is, you know, the rest. But I eat sushi.
Doubt. People are saying, forget about it. I need to take care. Every one of these initiatives, by the way, Kamala Harris is talking about. Mentorship, apprenticeship, these are all buzzwords. These are all buzzwords. You know, I'm 23 years old. Now you want to give me an apprenticeship? You're not even talking about long-term solutions for my children. None of this is for long-term. Oh, health initiative, get the health initiative. Now they're going to help black people in health? They're going to expand screening, preventative screenings. That's not helping. That's not helping. That's the kind of thing when they tell black people, go out and improve your credit. For what? To be a better consumer? I mean, all of this stuff is ridiculous. This is all the stuff this is in their bag of tricks. But the bags of tricks, it's old, it's got cobwebs on it, and it's left black people wanting and hurting in this country.
Even hit K through 12 education.
It's all falling apart. One of the biggest problems that they're having, and you can hear them when they talk, is they talk about social media. We have to stop social media. We got to do something. We got to stop Elon. Too many people are talking. Because now, We don't need the news to tell us what's really going on, especially people in the black community. In the black community, you know, they were supposed to do this big thing and spend $1 gazillion on getting internet everywhere and basically bring it into the hood, never realizing that everybody's walking around and they're seeing it anyway. Why didn't they spend the $1 gazillion that they had bringing the broadband internet into the neighborhoods? Why did they not do it? Well, I'm telling you why they didn't do it. They didn't want black people having access to the same thing that you and I see. Even though I'm black, I have access, I'm doing this. They don't want that. Access means information. Information means freedom, which is why they're trying to restrict it. They're trying to back it up. Hey, we don't want you to have all this broadband stuff, because then you see that we're basically full of crap. It's a scheme. It's a bad scheme, and it's running bad on them. I'm going to take a break in a second and talk to you guys about, get some of your comments. But I wanted to show you this. This is the thing that Kamala Harris rolled out. And Zuby, he's a big guy on X. What's he got? 1.2 million followers, black guy, rapper. He goes, this is bananas. So she put this out. Black men deserve a president who care about making their lives better. Kamala Harris will create an opportunity agenda for black men. So I'm going to go through these 5 bullet points, and you tell me where the opportunity is. We're going to provide 1 million loans that are fully forgivable, up to $20,000 for black entrepreneurs and others to start a business. No, what you're saying is we are. Government ain't got no money. So part of the taxing is you're telling me you want to give out $20 million, right? Does it come out to 1 million? No, more than that. 1 million loans at $20,000 a piece. And they're not loans because they're forgivable. It's never going to happen. If these people haven't been trained, if they don't have entrepreneurial experience, then you're just giving away money that's going to be wasted. Because there's not 1 million individuals in a position right now to even open a business. What business? $20,000? You can forget just about any retail establishment. You're not going to be able to, go in and rent a shop and basically outfit it and do everything else you need to it for 20 grand. You're not going to get the equipment. You're not going to even be able to pay payroll for more than 30 days. It's a lie. Next thing, support education, training, and mentorship programs that lead to good paying jobs for black men, including pathways to become teachers. I have a question. Why in 2024 are you just talking about doing educational training and mentorship programs? What have you been doing for the last 50 years? Every single election year, we got to spend more money on education. We got to spend more money, with vocational schools. Same old shit. Nothing different. I mean, nothing different at all. And you're packaging like this is some great program we're going to bring to the black people. All right, so let's continue. Protect crypto. I love this one. Protect cryptocurrency investments so black men who make them know their money is safe. Most black people don't know about cryptocurrency. It's not something the brothers are into right now. There are some who are savvy, but you're going to protect cryptocurrency investments so black men who make them know they're safe. How do you plan on doing it? That's why it's crypto. It is so idiotic. Okay, so I'm going to buy something with crypto because the person I'm buying it from wants to be anonymous and doesn't want it to do different things, and you're going to protect me buying something or investing in something in crypto. How? Oh, you want me to tell the vendor that you need all the information, and the guy who's selling me the box of pens cheaper, because he's not paying taxes wherever he is, because I don't know where this money is going once I put in his Bitcoin key. Oh, yeah, well, that's fine, because we just need to track it. Just give us his information. Good luck with that. Then we're going to launch a national health initiative focused on the illnesses that disproportionately impact black men. I thought we had this thing called Obamacare. National Health Initiative. If you've got diabetes, if you've got AIDS, if you've got fill in the blank, you're telling me black men don't know to go to the doctor? Launch a national health initiative focusing on illnesses that disproportionately impact black men. I'm pretty sure if you scratch yourself and you bleed, you know where to go. I'm pretty sure if things are happening, you got the Obamacare. What the hell are you talking about? And how is this going to help you get black voters? And then the last one, this is just doing, I'm going to help you by getting you high. Legalize recreational marijuana and create opportunities for black Americans to succeed in this new industry. Hey, I got a news flash. I don't think you have to do an initiative for that. I'm pretty sure if you want to get stoned, you can get stoned. And if you want to open, a medical marijuana shop, I guess that's where the 20 grand comes in, but I don't know how you're going to do that because you ain't going to have the money to basically retrofit your space. And you can't really sell your pharmaceutical medical marijuana out of the back of a car or with some clockers on the corner. Unless, of course, you're saying that's just new entrepreneurialism. You can just have a bunch of guys on bikes riding around a certain corner, and we're going to give you 20 grand so that you all can get stoned out of your mind. Who wrote this crap? I mean, seriously, who wrote that? That is desperation. We're going to give you money and give you drugs. Can you vote for me? Here's $20,000 and a whole bunch of pot. Trying to set the hook, aren't you? That's all you're really doing, is trying to get black people to bite onto something that has hurt the community all along. Nobody who wants to get high has had a problem getting high. It's pervasive. You can go anywhere. And you're talking about legalized recreational marijuana. Newsflash, there's no cops in those apartment buildings. You walk into some of those apartments and the smell will drive you crazy. The cops don't even want to arrest people committing assaults. And you think legalizing recreational marijuana is, oh my God, I can get high now. I didn't know that. Jojo, go get us a whole ounce over there. What about the cops? Don't worry about the cops. We can all get high right here. How many people you know who get stoned out of their mind run entrepreneurial businesses? Seems kind of counterproductive, doesn't it? I'm just saying. I mean, I'm watching this show, Tulsa King, with, Sylvester Stallone. He's opening up, all kinds of not even medical. It's just legalized marijuana joints. But you notice in that show, he doesn't smoke. He's the businessman mafioso. He doesn't smoke. Just saying. I know he had this past episode. He ate some edibles. That was funny. Marijuana is legal in Alaska, and I don't even care if people are getting stoned. Stone lives matter. I was on medical weed for cancer, and it's very expensive. You lose on that one, Kamala. I couldn't stand the weed, so quit it. I don't know, Jane. Maybe you weren't black. Barry shows, what's it? Hey, Barry, I remember when Maharishi used to say that eventually the beautiful black community would wake up and realize that the government has been chasing them to the... Yeah. I think it took the information blowout. I think once people now can talk to anybody, communicate with anybody anywhere in the country instantaneously, a lot of things changed. And like I'm doing this right now, I don't know who may see this. And there may be some black men somewhere who see this and go, yeah, he's right, man. This is crazy. We've been treated like dogs. Dogs. Promised stuff all along, Yeah, $750 for the people up in the mountains is an insult. And they ain't even getting that. You're telling people you're going to give out million loans at 20 grand a piece, and people can't even get the $750 you promised last 2 weeks ago. Somebody said I love Tulsa King. So where was that? Somebody just said she's a drug dealer now. Yeah, Cheech and Chong loved it. Didn't miss a movie. Loved them all. Yeah, and you can definitely. This is a great comment. This is all happening because of Elon, and the word is spreading exponentially at this point. So I want to get through this. I'll come back and take some more comments, but it's just hilarious to me to just listen to what she has to say and how it just doesn't really, fit anymore. So the next piece I want to show you, and this is kind of funny. This is Laura Ingraham, and she brought out a couple guys who, again, were like, what is she talking about? We're no longer like that. Yeah, that's another thing. Do you realize, as much as they talk about the poverty levels in the hood is changing, because a lot of people are like, I don't want to live like this anymore. Whereas the Democrats are still like, we're going to keep you happy in the hood. Here, puppy doggy, stay there, and here's your EBT card, and But the problem is that the EBT cards have now become more for the newcomers than for the black people. We don't need you anymore. You guys are getting uppity. You guys are deciding you want to vote for that Republican. So we're going to focus on these people. Man, you don't even know.
Joining me now is Xavier DeRousseau, a former BLM activist, and Anton Daniels, a YouTuber, content creator. Xavier, let's start with you. You say you were personally, after watching them, offended.
I'm sorry. Your job as a content creator? Is that a new job? Yes, ma'am. And you don't need the government? No, ma'am. Don't need them.
By Obama's comments?
Absolutely. I mean, first of all, Obama's not as talented of a liar as he used to be. But quite frankly, my ancestors fought way too hard for me to...
Oh, wait a second. Maybe I should have screened this. So, wait. I can't make any judgments, but it appears as though Mr. Blonde-haired black man may be of the affiliation that's not who normally the Republicans are, if you know what I mean. And I think you do. Not that there's anything wrong with that. But I find it odd that an apparent alternative lifestyle guy, number one, he's on Laura Ingraham's show, and number two, he's telling Obama to stick it.
Have the ability to...
This ain't your mama's black... This ain't your mama's black people.
Learn how to read. Just for Obama to expect me to be so uneducated to think that I would vote for Kamala Harris simply because she claims to be a black woman. And I mean, if people want to stop having Kamala Harris be called a DEI hire, maybe he should stop trying to remind us of her demographic
If you want her to stop being called a DEI hire, then stop putting up a DEI hire. Maybe that's what you need to do.
Every 5 minutes. Black men not supporting Kamala has nothing to do with her being a woman. It has everything to do with her lack of accomplishments over the last 1,359 days.
Go ahead, boy.
Well, Anton, I'm watching this and I'm thinking to myself, the shtick is kind of worn thin with Obama, How you doing, Pittsburgh? That whole, it just seems very 2002 or 2008, I should say. Right? It doesn't quite have the same appeal, as megastar-ish as he is.
It's a Hail Mary pass, considering that we did vote him in based off of identity politics. And I'm not saying that all is bad, because he did do some things that I didn't necessarily disagree with that Trump absolutely did better than him. But at the same time, I felt that it was incredibly disrespectful, because he's making the assumption that we're not educated enough to lead our families, to look at the policies, to understand exactly what's going on with immigration. And we're supposed...
Do you know why he feels that way? Because it's worked. It has worked for decades to tell black men, you're too stupid. Remember, not too long ago, Kathy Hochul came out and said black men don't know how to use, or black people don't know how to use a computer. And somebody made a video of the person go, because what do you mean we don't know how to use a computer? That's insulting. Black people don't know how to get an ID. What? I come from a decent-sized family of black people, and I can tell you everybody has had an ID their entire life, basically, their adult life. But this is the crap that it's 2024, and they're still saying asking for ID is oppressive in the black community. Show me these black people who don't have an ID. I'd love to meet someone in the black community who raises their hand and says, I don't have an ID. Instead of bitching about it, why don't you go help them get one? Because there's probably like 5. Unbelievable.
Also overlook everything that they did over the last 3.5 years that was not in our favor. And when I say our, I'm talking about the American people, let alone men, let alone black men.
Ah, that's what they really don't like. You notice how he just said that. It came out of his mouth. And it's something that the Democrats have hated. See, the hyphen was gone. Did you notice what he said? He said Americans. He didn't say African Americans. That they held on to that for so long. They still continue to say it. Black American, no, you're an American. Now that black people are raising up and saying, no, we're Americans. Don't put the hyphen in here anymore.
And we're supposed to vote for her because of some misogynistic reason that's made up. And instead, we've learned how to educate ourselves, and now they've sent their Messiah back to rein us in and bring us back into the Democratic plantation. And most men that I've spoken with have said that it's absolutely disrespectful, and we're done with Obama.
Well, Xavier, again, when he says, you're lucky Michelle's not here, he does. What is that supposed to mean? I mean, I guess
that was a bad thing for him to say because he enhanced the stereotype I told you about earlier. Y'all lucky Michelle not here. What's that witch gonna do? You think she gonna whoop me into shape here because she's a black woman? You just basically reinforced that stereotype, which means now I need to really not vote for Kamala.
It's supposed to be funny because she'll scold them in a more convincing or scarier fashion. It's kind of treating young black men as children, almost like you're children, and mommy's coming back and mommy's going to chastise you and you're going to get punished. But you're supposed to vote against your own economic interests to make Michelle and Barack happy and their 4 mansions?
It's absolutely degrading, and black men are sick of being reduced to being expected to think with our skin color. We have seen how terrible the Obama, Biden, Harris trilogy has been for our country. It has completely demoralized our country, and quite frankly, Obama has no credibility because this is the same man who heavily endorsed Joe Biden, and we all can feel in our pockets, and we can see it for sure at our border.
Let me stop you there. Remember when this thing happened with Joe Biden when they had to usher him out? It was literally a week beforehand when Obama and Clooney were having that big fundraiser out in California, I believe, where Obama was dragging him off. That was before the debate. Nobody said anything. It wasn't until like a week later when he fumbled everything at the debate where they go, we need to kick him to the curb. So you were lying to the American people all along. You knew that Dementia Joe was demented, and you did nothing whatsoever.
How terrible the Biden-Harris administration has been for our country. And Obama admitted himself back in an interview with Steve Colbert that if he could, he would run our country from an earpiece down in the basement. And it wouldn't surprise me if that's exactly what he's doing.
Now, Xavier, Anton, the media are really pushing Obama to be the, rescue agent for Kamala's campaign. Watch this.
Barack Obama, with joy and with humor, is able to sort of get through to an audience that it's not okay to lie.
How infantile do they think the black demographic is? With joy and humor. She didn't say any substance. You didn't show people how they could have a better life. I can make you laugh, and it's joyful.
It's not okay to sell the presidency. It's not okay to be a narcissist and to have the reins of the presidency.
Anton, so Kamala's joy campaign isn't really working. So Obama's going to...
The reason why she's doing a joy campaign because everybody now realizes she got nothing else to say. And then they're talking about lies. Now you got people like ABC, I posted it early on Twitter, They're starting to debunk her stuff. She can't say anything truthful. Nothing. I mean, literally, if you watch one of her speeches, it's the same stuff. Now I understand, and I've said this to people. I don't come down too much on the repetition of her speeches. What I have a problem is the repetition when people ask her a question. Today, Trump had a masterclass with Bloomberg. He sat there and he was in his element because they wanted to talk to him about the economy. Doesn't need notes, doesn't need a teleprompter. Ask me a question about money, I got you. And he boom, da boom, da boom, da boom, da boom. In fact, at one point, he schooled the moderator. Hey, listen, I know you want to say this. It's not true. Here's why it's not true. And the people in the audience gave him a standing ovation. And that was at Bloomberg.
To come in, and again, you're supposed to make less money in real terms, right, and be happy with it to make Obama and like MSNBC happy? I don't understand this argument.
They took the same blueprint that got Obama elected, and he was a first for us, right? So our grandparents and our parents and things like that wanted to see this happen, but they were largely voting out of ignorance and voluntary ignorance because they only wanted that identity politics in order to push him through into the presidency. But admittedly, where he was charismatic, she isn't. And so we can see through her. She's a chameleon. When they unleashed her and they allowed for her to be able to take reporters' questions.
You see, Obama was polished. He was an orator. He spoke, and he sounded great. As Joe Biden said, you know, he's a black man and he can talk and he's clean and it's good. People didn't even realize what was happening. Again, there was nothing behind him. It was just the novelty. And he was able to garner, as I showed you earlier, 97, 98% of the black vote. And still only eked out this much over Romney and McCain.
And things like that. It showed that she was completely incompetent. And frankly, not only do we feel disrespected, but I'm uncomfortable with Obama standing in front of us trying to scold us and then divert our attention away from the things that's really meaningful, especially for our families. I'm not comfortable.
See, that's a big problem, too. There are too many black men now who actually care about their families. See, that wasn't something that was ever supposed to happen. You're supposed to have as many babies out of wedlock as possible. We needed to have the black baby count be, 75% out of wedlock, 70, 80%. That means that there would always be a chicken looking up, hoping to be fed. But I think this is where the baby removal really backfired on them. Because the more you push the baby removal, the more the men who had sense wanted to have families. I have a family. My brother has a family. It's not like it used to be where it was just some freewheeling guy in the hood who couldn't keep his thing in his pants. They're seeing that begin to basically rise, and it's driving them absolutely crazy.
But with him, I don't want to hear any more messages of hope. I don't want to hear any more messages of joy. I can feel it with my pocketbooks. My friends can feel it with their pocketbooks, and we're ready for him to get out of our way.
I mean, Xavier, I saw something on YouTube. I think it was yesterday, or maybe it was Instagram. But it was a young man, African American, and he was talking about the price of food. And I think he was at some fast food place. I can't remember what. I think it might have been McDonald's. But just the nuts and bolts, when you go through just what a Happy Meal costs, the differential in simple things that families like to treat themselves to, that's shocking. Like in Obama, that doesn't affect him. It doesn't affect Hillary. It doesn't affect Trump. But Trump somehow has that ability to say, that's not acceptable in America.
You know why? Because Trump has people that he works with who aren't at the top of the food chain. If you remember, and if you knew the stat, but like 90% of Kamala's staffers leave. They get fired, they leave, they quit. Nobody wants to be around her. Whereas you look at Trump and what he's done as he built his real estate empire and his other businesses, he did that by making sure people stayed with him. People have stayed with him 15, 20, 25 years and have made it up the chain because he treated them well. And he still likes his hamburgers.
But they think Obama's charm is going to override daily life for people. The charm offensive from him. It's not 2008 any longer.
I can't emphasize enough that being a young black voter, it feels like the Democrats are constantly trying to gaslight me about my own reality. I know how expensive food is. I know how expensive gas is. And I know how many illegal immigrants are running around in Los Angeles. We are sick and tired of being expected to feel good with Barack Obama, or now they're trying to put the ovarian version of Barack Obama up there and tell us that she is
the ovarian version. Oh my God.
Talented. She is absolutely not talented. And on behalf of black men, it's not that we're opposed to having a female president, because Miss Ingram, I would love to vote for you if you ever decide to run.
Only if you guys are in my cabinet. That's the only way I'm going to do it. Xavier and Anton, thanks for spending time with us on a Friday night. We appreciate it.
That interview right there must have sent shivers across the Democrat Party. How could this guy, this blondie black guy, be okay with everything Trump's doing? I saw in one of the comments somebody said that he is basically a content creator for Prager, which was fantastic. That is awesome. So this next piece, before I get to the next piece, I want you to remember back an hour ago when I showed you how much Obama won by. First against McCain, and then against, what's his name? Mitt Romney. And I showed you that they both got, his two victories, he was in excess of 90% of the black vote. And still, only won by that much. And then I showed you Hillary, who actually won the popular vote in defeat, and she got 85%. And then I showed you the same thing with Dementia Joe, 85%, just to have a margin. All right, so just remember that as you're about to watch this piece. You needed 85 to 90% to eke out a tiny win. This is what I've been telling you guys for months. This is why I've been saying over and over, can't win. She can't possibly win. Watch this.
And sometimes there's a trend line that I never noticed before and make me go, whoa. This is one of them, all right? This is the Democratic margin among black men under the age of 45 in presidential elections. You go.
So why this is funny to me is I've been telling you for months, this guy considers himself a statistician, an analyst, a pollster. This isn't new data. He had to have seen the same data I've been seeing. He had to have been noticing the trend line. Your only job, you got one job, man. You got one job, is to look at numbers. You don't do anything else. You just look at numbers. And it took you till yesterday to just realize this trend that you're going, oh, I see a lot of numbers, but oh my God, this is a lot. No, you've known this, dude. You're just letting everybody else know now.
Back to November of 2012, what do you see? You see Obama by 81. Clinton only won him by 63.
Only.
Then we're all the way down to Biden last time around by 53. A tremendous drop already. And then you take a look at the average of the most recent polls, and Kamala Harris is up by only 41 points. That is about half the margin that Obama won them by back in November of 2012. And this, I think, is, when Barack Obama goes in last week when he was in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, essentially talking to young black men, he made it seem like it was a Kamala Harris specific problem. This is part of a long-standing trend of young black men moving away from the Democratic Party, and Kamala.
All right.